What's your car payment and what do you drive?
$2,600 a month, and I drive my high country Silverado when I'm not driving my M4.
Grace, what's the highest payment you've ever seen?
$1,784.
Demetrius, what's the highest payment you've ever seen?
Oh, like 2,100.
Sheesh.
Another car? The minimum monthly payment's $1,095?
Yes.
What did we get? It's a minivan, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know those still existed.
Ladies and gentlemen, you don't need me to tell you that the cat is officially out of the bag. Americans are getting destroyed by the car market in 2024. The economy is in rough shape, rent is out of control, people are getting laid off, and the car market and car industry is doing no one any favors. Car repossessions are at all-time highs, car payments are at all-time highs, and car insurance remains one of the biggest scams in America. So today I got some clips to go over, some stats to review, and a couple of different articles that we can read to kind of help piece this together of what is unfortunately the current US car market. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it.
I want to know what y'all's car payments are every month because I refuse to believe that I am the only person with a high car payment, and I refuse to believe that my husband is the only man with a high truck payment. I don't know if y'all see it, but I literally see vehicles posted for sale now for like $100,000 to almost $200,000. And there is absolutely no way that people are purchasing these vehicles without paying a high car payment. So y'all are mad at me, and I know that I am not the only person with these high ass car payments. I'm not. And other people just might not be telling you what their car payments are, but there are a lot of people with these high car payments for absolutely no reason. Vehicles now are not the same cost as vehicles used to be.
Okay, so this might be where I have y'all just a little bit fucked up, but I want you to wait before you go to the comments to gas me. Just kind of hear me out real quick. So she's already talking about $100,000 and $200,000 cars. She's in another class that doesn't involve me and most likely 80%, 90% of y'all watching, right? But with that said, if you read between the lines and listen to what she's saying, she's actually talking a little bit of facts. Now, the only reason why she's talking facts is because she's saying that high car payments are inevitable. And there's some truth and there's some cap to that. Like if you go to a dealership right now, whether you're buying used or new, you're gonna have a high car payment. And in my opinion, anything over $350-$400 is a high car payment. And with interest rates sitting at anywhere from 7%, 7-8% roughly for new cars, and then going up to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15% with used cars, no matter how cheap of a whip you get, if it's off a lot, it's going to be expensive. And I think that that's what she's trying to say is like, regardless of the situation, no matter what car you're buying, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, all the way up to $200,000 car, you're going to have a high car payment. Now, whether you're talking to someone that's going to admit that or not is completely dependent on the person you talking to. But just to give y'all a little bit of sense of what I'm talking about in the comments, people are a little bit gassing her, a little bit poking fun at her, saying it's a choice. You determine how much of your income you want to spend on a vehicle, which is definitely facts, right? But I'm just saying, if you're one of those people that are like, I'm about to go splurge on myself, ball out, I'm gonna go hit the dealership and get a used new car, something that's not a 2002 Camry or something like that, you're gonna walk out of there with a high payment, brother. It's just what it is. It is what it is. And then right below that, we have $0. I drive a 2005 Toyota with 265,000 miles. My cousin drives that exact same car, and there's literally nothing wrong with it. Actually, people are going out their way to tell you to do that. But what I think she's saying again is, hey, if you get something off the lot, you're gonna be paying high anyway, and I have to agree with that. I'm sorry. Just I think we can all say that that's real.
Y'all need to stop buying cars that you can't afford. I mean, look at some of these repos that I found at auction today. Repo with temp tags. This thing is a 2024. Look. 2024 BMW Financial. So I'm not making this up. Dude didn't even get to finish his drink and take his Walmart bag. Look at this thing. How many miles are on it, I wonder? Let's see. It's got 218 miles. What the hell is going on, bro? Another repo with a temp tag. So people cannot afford these cars for over a month. This is a 2023 iX. Look at this thing. It is for electric. Look at that. It looks like it might have been a voluntary because they gave him the 2 keys. Some people do, you know, realize they can't afford the car, so they take it to the dealer and tell him, hey, here's the car. I can't do this anymore. This thing is sick.
Very sad stuff. I don't know if you guys caught what he said, but a lot of these cars are getting returned or getting repossessed within a month or two of the loan or lease date. And I'm not trying to make this video to clown on anyone that's going through repossessions or has had problems with payments in the past. I'm just making this video to kind of illuminate what's going on and how crazy America is right now with these cars. And it's just very sad to see brand new whips off the lot. You can tell that some people may have just got a promotion. They came into some money. They were feeling good. Maybe it was a birthday or something. And they decide to get these cars thinking that they can afford it, but then they get get that buyer's remorse and they can't afford the payment. And unfortunately, the bank comes, or they're just going straight back to the dealership and saying, hey, take this shit off my hands. I can't do much with it. Just an all around sad story and something that you kind of hate to see.
Okay, so this right here is a payment for my white Max. So after that payment, there's 2 more payments that car will be paid off. Okay, this payment right here was $318 a month. I put no money down on that car. $318 a month for 5 years. The payment on this new Maxima right here, 7 years, and it's $603. Make that make sense. And I'm not gonna cry until I make that payment. And I got 7 years of doing that shit. So I would just like to give a shout out to the dude that ran the stop sign, because now I'm paying an extra $100 for my car payment every month, and then I'm paying like $55 extra on my car insurance because it went up too. You know, and the thing is I work 2 jobs. I also have a guy on the side do some book work, so that's like 3 jobs really. So when I work my ass off, I want what I want, you know. And you know, I could have got a cheaper car, yeah, but considering that's what I wanted, that's what I had, I lost what I had, you know, I want the same thing.
Now, the reason why I included that video is very unfortunate for that lady, as she got bapped at a stop sign, so she couldn't retain her old Nissan. But it just kind of illuminates the fact how she said prior that she had a much lower car payment, $381 a month, 0 down, and now it's 7 years at $603. So double the car payment essentially, with more years on top. And in case you're wondering, if you don't know, that 7 years equates to about 84 months. 84 months of car payments, bro. So I'm used to hearing 48 months, 60 months if you pushing it, you feel me? But she said 84 months, bro, that she's gonna be paying that high ass car payment. Like, that's literally crazy, bro. But that's what it's coming to. And honestly, she's not even driving nothing that crazy. Like, yeah, she's driving a brand new Nissan Maxima, and I'm sure a lot of people would kill for that. But it's a Nissan Maxima, right? It's like a Toyota Camry, it's like a Honda Accord, right? It's a regular everyday drive around car. I would expect for that to be semi low. She ain't driving a McLaren or a BMW or a Benz, and she's still getting smacked up over the head. Like, it's just crazy, bro. I'm just trying to show y'all how crazy this shit is. I'm sure a lot of y'all already know, but 84 months for the Nissan Max. They was just making all the memes about, you know, the hood yitches and all that shit, running around, mobbing around in the Nissans and slapping on their way to the club and shit.
You thought I
And she's driving that bitch for 84 months at plus $600, $700. It's crazy. Now, because you clicked on this video, you're probably thinking, bro, Roy, there's no way that people are making these payments. And yeah, you're absolutely right. We have an article here from Bloomberg saying car repossessions surged 23% as Americans fall behind on payments. And honestly, that headline is what motivated me to do this video, because that is downright crazy. And in this article, it says, so far in 2024, repos are up 23% compared with the same period last year, according to data from Cox Automotive. Repos started ticking up last year and have now surpassed pre-pandemic levels, up 14% compared to the first half of 2019. And we have a quote here that says, when you think about the cost for rent and shelter and insurance, all those things hit consumers and they have to choose what they will pay. Jeremy Robb, Senior Director of Economic and Industry Insights at Cox, says. He also goes on to say more people are getting behind on payments because everything is more expensive. And honestly, Jeremy Robb hit the nail on the head. Like I said previously, rent is high, groceries are high, gas is high, Disneyland is high, streaming services are up. I mean, inflation is high, right? Like, we get the point. Like, everything is up. So obviously cars are going to be impacted by that as well. But it just sucks that, you know, most of these American cities, you got to drive around because the walking is horrible unless you live in like a Chicago, San Francisco, or like a major downtown area. You gotta have to drive. So it's almost a necessity to have a whip. And it's like, for it to be this expensive is just crazy, bro. It's heartbreaking. Now, shout out to Bankrate for these numbers that I'm about to give you. They have the average car payments of 2024. And right here, we see this table that says the average monthly car payment, loan amount, et cetera, et cetera. And then we have a column for new cars and used cars. So for the monthly car payment right now, on average, new cars are at $730. And then for used cars, right? So if you want to kind of save some money and spend and get something secondhand, it's going to cost you roughly $525, with the loan amount for a new car being $40,000, basically $41,000, and the used cars being $26,000. It's just craziness, bro. It's craziness. I would not want to be an 18-year-old coming out right now into this world, bro. It's crazy, especially if you want to move out your parents' house. It's just, I feel for you, bro. If you in that 18 to 21 anyone category, leave a comment for me. Tell me your story. I want to read it. But we also have interest rates for new cars hovering at around 6.8%, and then used cars are right around 12%. So just to kind of give you guys some real world context, I have a lot of friends and cousins that have bought new and used cars recently within the past 12 months. And honestly, I have not seen anything close to these interest rates. For a new car, I had a good friend of mine just buy a car, a Honda Civic, and they got 8.5%. And for used cars, I had a friend kind of splurge and get himself an old E-Class Benz, and that was at 16%. Now, did I advise my boy to do that? Obviously not. But then we have loan terms for both of them hovering right around 68 months, which is basically 5 years and 8 months if you do the math. Then later in the article, it says in spring 2024, vehicle prices are down slightly compared to last year. New vehicles had an average price of $48,500, while used sat at around $25,500, according to April's Kelley Blue Book data. Americans now owe $1.64 trillion in car loan debt. The amount of auto loan debt has only grown in recent years, according to the Federal Reserve. Data from the third quarter of 2024, Americans owe $1.64 trillion in auto debt. This is up $49 billion from the same time last year and $12 billion from last quarter. So things are progressing obviously super fast. Overall, auto loan balances increased 2% year over year, according to Experian. Balances have been increasing steadily since 2022, which has left some drivers delinquent. The rates at which borrowers become at least 90 days delinquent on their auto loans surpassed pre-pandemic levels, according to Fred reporting in 2024. As of the second quarter of 2024, Experian data finds that 2.88% of loans are past due by 30 days and 1% of auto loans are more than 60 days past due. So one thing I want y'all to realize is, again, I'm going to keep saying it throughout this whole video, all these numbers we're going over is real people and real situations that are getting impacted, right? Like, yeah, we see 1.64 trillion, like that sounds like a crazy number, but there's literally people behind these numbers that are going through it on a daily basis trying to find ways to get out of their auto payments. And if you're one of those people that has like kind of been on the edge, like you might have just got a job, you might be feeling yourself, you might have 2 jobs, you're making a little bit extra money, a little bit extra dough, just for me, for the sake of me, please, bro, wait 4 or 5 months before you make that big car purchase and really sleep on it and really let it marinate and just kind of see how things play out. Maybe wait until Trump assumes office just to kind of see what the vibes is. See if the economy progresses or declines even more. Just do me a favor, bro, and just pause on that and just chill out. If you're on this video already, you're probably a little bit tapped in with money and you're not the type to really make rash decisions, but just slow up. And if you are somebody that has a crazy car payment or has a crazy car experience or some kind of regret, leave it in the comments so the people that are potentially shopping for a car can kind of read your story. I'm sure they would greatly appreciate that, and I would too. Now, the crazy part about all these car repossessions is there's actually a silver lining between all this, if you can believe that. So over these next couple clips, I really want you to look at it and see if you can sense where I'm going with it. These next couple clips are stories from people or situations that people actually got the car repossessed.
So I got my car repoed on Friday. It is now Monday. I'm grabbing my stuff from my car and trying to hold it together. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Woo!
Okay, might not be that apparent with that video, but take a look at this next one.
Who y'all gonna give it to? They taking it to parts? Use it for parts. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one more chance. I gotta mute this one because it has some music, but I'm gonna give you one more chance to see what I'm peeping. It says, when your car was just repossessed this morning, it's a bittersweet moment. No more gas, car notes, or insurance to pay for. Took a dent in my credit, but I'll fix that. And it's just a girl kind of looking off into space, sad. That was the little hidden meaning behind those clips that I wanted people to see, was that yes, they got their car repossessed, but what? It's not the end of the world, and they know that, and now they don't have to deal with car payments, car insurance, maintenance, gas, all the things that come with the whip. They don't have to deal with anymore. Yes, they're gonna have a dent to their credit. Obviously, it's not recommended to just get your car repossessed, but it's not the end of the world, right? Like, there's worse things that can happen to you than getting your car repossessed. And yeah, you may be whipless, you may have to take a bus, you might have to take the train every now and again, you might have to borrow a car or try to save up for a little beater, but it's not the end of the world, right? And that's kind of what I want to illuminate, is the fact that if you are somebody that is facing a car repossession, or if you're someone that is potentially about to do it, it's not the end of the world. Just give that shit up and just get on the grind and get back, right? Shake back and don't make the same mistake again. twice. That's all you got to do. And I got that vibe from those 3 videos where it's like, you know, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, it sucks, right? You want your car, but worse things could be happening. Now, obviously, I'm making a video with outside perspective, and it's easy to say, why the hell would you buy an $800 car payment? You know, it's easy to get into that point and blame game and say, I would never do something like that. But I have a video here that kind of supports why people even get caught in these car payments to begin with.
I don't know why nobody else has said it, but can we stop with the car payment slander? A car payment is only an issue to somebody who can't afford a car payment. If you can afford that car payment, get the motherfucking car. If you can't, don't try to discourage other people who can. Like, shut the fuck up. Damn.
Now, I think this lady's doing a little bit of rage baiting here, but regardless, this is how a lot of people think. Like, I actively know someone right now, like if you tell them, I don't really know about a $700 car payment, they'll be like, bro, you only live once. The fuck are you worried about? Go buy the car, go do the thing, go take the debt out to go on that trip. Like, it's just a different way to think about things. But this mentality is what gets people caught up in these car payments, because you have this feeling like, oh, I could afford $700 a month for this month. But then you realize 3, 4, 5 months down the line, not every month is going to be like that month when you got the whip. Let me say that again, because that was a bar. Not every month after you get a whip is going to be like the month that you got the whip. So if you got 3K, 4K, 5K in your savings and you feeling good, you like, man, I'm about to go get that whip, bro. There's no point. I'm about to go put that 2, 3, 4 bands down, and I'm gonna just pay that little $700 a month. It ain't nothing right now. I'm eating at work. I'm getting overtime. 3 months later, you ain't getting no T no more. Business is slow for them, so it's slow for you. Now you like, shit, what do I do? Do I gotta get another job? All because you felt like, oh, I can afford a car payment right now in the current state. Right now, I could afford that payment. But life is crazy and things gonna pop up all the time, bro. Like, you never know what's gonna happen. You never know what's gonna shake the next day. So that's how people get trapped, because they be feeling like how she feeling like, I can afford one. Why can't I do it? Let me bless myself. And again, I'm not trying to point no fingers or judge. Like, I'm one of the biggest impulse buyers in the world. My girl know that, right? But it's like, I'm just trying to paint the picture for y'all. You feel me? Like, this is why people get caught up. And to further prove my point, right? When you buy a car, you think that you can afford that $700 car payment, and then everything starts hitting you. Maintenance, if you got a used car insurance. Ooh, I just hate saying it. Car insurance, tolls, right? Gas, all these things play a piece, but that biggest one is car insurance, bro. In some cases, car insurance is a whole nother car payment. And let's listen to some of these stories as people illustrate just how bad it gets.
Listen, am I the only one that's getting raped by insurance right now? Car insurance, haven't had an accident, haven't done a claim, but yet it's going up over $100. Oh, and then I'm shopping around and it's even more expensive. Why? I don't know. Because they can. Because they can, right? These insurance companies are literally raping us, and we have no choice but to pay their premiums.
Because they can. They're gonna tax you because they can.
I am tired of being an adult. My car insurance ended this month, so it automatically renewed. And when I went to go look at the bill, tell me why it was $100 more than last month. So I give a call to my big pal Jake from State Farm, and I'm like, hey, why'd y'all raise my bill $100? What is going on? And they have the audacity to tell me because inflation and because there's a car shortage. So used cars are worth so much money now that they're having to pay a lot of money on their end for people that wreck. But what's that gotta do with me?
Now, she doing a lot. I don't know. She trying to win an acting year or something like that. But I feel her though. What she's saying, I feel her, just all that extra shit. But at the drop of a dime, these car insurances could raise your premium by 100, 200, 300. It don't matter. They don't care. Especially if you in California. And I know some of my certified stat nerds that are watching, just like your boy, I graduated with a degree in mathematics. I know some of y'all watching need some numbers to back up these claims because TikTok not enough, and I feel you. So I got a good Reddit post here from a video that was posted. This is just basically pulling the transcript from it. It says, car insurance has gotten expensive. In the US, the average annual premium for full coverage car insurance rose 26% to $2,543 compared to last year, according to Bankrate. Fewer auto mechanics, a tighter supply of used vehicles, and increased healthcare bills are fueling rising prices. Cars are also costlier to fix, and American drivers are becoming more reckless. There were more than 6.1 million motor vehicle crashes reported to the police in 2021, according to the U.S. Department of Transportation. Absolutely sick, but again, I'm from Cali, so I know some of y'all probably irritated, but I'm going to keep harping on this. It's even worse in Cali. So shout out to KTVU. We see this headline here that says, California could see car insurance rates soar by more than 50% this year And here's why. So insurance marketplace website Insurify said that the Golden State, which is California, had some of the fastest rising auto insurance rates in the country with a year-over-year increase of 45% as of June 2024. In June 2023, the average annual cost for full coverage was $1,666. A year later, the average spiked to $2,417, according to Insurify. The report predicted the total increase in 2024 to be around 54%, projected to soar to an average of $2,600, almost 3 bandos. Researchers said that among the factors that can drive up premiums were auto thefts. Like, it's your fault your car got bipped and stolen. The National Insurance Crime Bureau said nationwide, California accounted for the highest number of vehicle thefts last year. Insurify also noted that insurance regulations in California designed to protect consumers have been a double-edged sword. During COVID-19 shutdown, states like California put a freeze on rate increases. That's why so many people saw drastic rate hikes in 2023 after those restrictions were lifted. The report also said that premiums were being affected by the Senate Bill 1107, which will increase minimum auto coverage requirements in the state. Insurify said that that legislation will double and in some cases triple the liability limits on policies. For bodily injury or death of one person in an accident, the coverage will go up from $15,000 to $30,000. For property damage per accident, it will go up from $5,000 to $15,000. Signed into law by that boy Gav in 2022, SB 1107 will go into effect on January 1st. Look, I need to make another video about Gavin Newsom. I'm not a political cat, but that man's a fraud. I'm just gonna cut it. I'm just gonna cut it straight like that. Nobody in Cali fucks with him. I'm sorry, I'm getting off track, but I just had to say that. And before some of y'all hop in them comments saying, yeah, California is just full of just homeless and thugs and people that's, you know what I'm saying, don't care about life and will do anything to crash out. Like, okay, that's facts. That's facts. Okay. California's not the best place to live right now, especially if you're in LA or the Bay, right? I get it 100%. But just to play devil's advocate, right? A lot of the times where people are stealing catalytic converters or they're selling drugs or they're stealing cars or there's a lot of crime going on in the area, it's because unfortunately those cities and the places that people live in are not, it's not tailored to them, right? So like if someone can't eat or provide for their family, they're going to go to extreme measures. And in California, with everything so goddamn high and minimum wage being $18, $20, whatever the fuck it's at right now, people are resorting to literally anything, whether that be scams with banks or auto thefts or stealing you name it, right? That's why people are resorting to those things, because it's just so hard to live where it's so expensive, bro. Everything is so expensive. I'm not trying to say like, yeah, because of that, it's justified to go out stealing cars and doing crazy shit. It's obviously not justified. I'm just saying, because things are so expensive, because the way California has been shaped over the past couple of years is making people do things that are out of the ordinary. Right. So to finish this off, let's just do a little bit of simple, quick math. If you were to get a car today, the average car price is equal to around $750 for average car insurance. Let's say it's around $200 a month, or it could be around $1,600 for 6 months, depending on how you set your premium up. And the average gas, right? Let's just say you have a new car, so you don't need to worry about maintenance or anything. You get like a new Honda Civic or something where you get free oil changes and whatnot for the first couple of years. Average gas is equaling out to around, depending on the car, of course, is averaging out to around $450 to $300. So $750 plus $200 is $950 a month. Then you tack on another $150 to $300. Let's just take somewhere in the middle. Let's say $200. So you got $1,150 a month. And if you don't think that number is crazy, literally for $200 more, you could be getting a house in Houston, Texas. For $1,300 a month for that car payment, you can go get a house in Texas. And if you're a Texan watching this and you're saying, please, California, stop coming to Texas, this is why people are coming. This is literally why people are coming, because car payments in California and on this side is like, you either get a car payment or you can go get a house in another state. So at this point, I got to catch myself because I'm just yapping a lot. So I apologize for that. But if you're curious about more of this financial stuff and how crazy America has gotten, I just dropped a Black Friday video, which you can watch right here or wherever it is on the screen. If you're still here and you ain't subscribed yet, you're out of pocket. I would appreciate it if you could subscribe, maybe like the video, comment on the video for me. I appreciate it. Send it to a homie, send it to a partner. Say, hey, this guy Roy is pretty good. He's the next one up. And I'm gonna go ahead and just catch y'all on the next video. And please, if you have any recommendations for some content that you guys want to see from me, go ahead and drop it in that comment section below.